Leader of the United Workers' Party, Ron Green, said the courts will decide on the way forward as it relates to election petitions. The petitions filed by the United Workers' Party were questioning the election results in 5 constituencies were striked out by the Dominica Labour Party.
Well, it's in the courts, and the courts will decide, but it's a regular practice and a strategy perhaps to file petitions to strike out, and that is the right of those being petitioned. So Stastafan has done so on behalf of his clients, the Prime Minister and others. So we have responded, and we will await the court's decision. We expect that the matter will go forward and be heard properly and completely in the court when the court has indicated it will do so, and that is the 18th of June. We fully expect that the petitions which we have filed will be heard in the court when the court has indicated, and that is the 18th of June.
Leader of the United Workers' Party, Ron Green. A 2-day planning consultation on the way forward for the pineapple industry has ended here on Tuesday. The consultation, which commenced at the National Development Foundation of Dominica, was organized to seek ways to identify market opportunities and challenges in developing the Dominica pineapple value chain. The workshop commenced here Monday.
This planning workshop, national planning workshop, has come at a time when we are beginning to see a break in the weather pattern. So we have some rains, and for us at the ministry, it is also a point in time when we are scratching our heads, trying to do some planning. Typically, this is the time of year when we are engaged in our budget process. But with this drought, I think it has brought with it significant hardships on our farmers, farming communities. And as usual, we are attempting to identify what kind of mitigation strategies we can engage in with limited resources. If only there was money, then it would be so much easier. So this workshop is coming at a time when we are engaged in this process. I think also importantly, this workshop represents for us our own participation in a regional initiative, which is the KairiFm Food Security Project. This project is really looking at the regional food security program. And as some of you may be aware, there was a number of workshops in which 5 countries were selected out of 14 value chains. And of those 5 countries, Dominica happened to be one of them.
Agriculturist Winston McGlaw. The Dominica Freedom Party says it is deeply concerned about the recent statement by the United Kingdom Home Security of the possible imposition of visa restrictions on Dominicans entering the United Kingdom. Leader of the Dominica Freedom Party, Judith Pestina, is calling on Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit to disclose the real reasons why the British government is considering such a step, and the views she has said that the views of the Prime Minister's attempt to blame Dominican citizens traveling to the UK for genuine reasons as misleading. She says this is unacceptable as concerns have been expressed about foreigners in possession of Dominican passports who have attempted to violate the immigration laws of the major country.
And that in itself is very worrying, because I do not think, as the Prime Minister has stated, that it is just by not putting the correct information on an immigration form or by overstaying that is going to pose a security risk to the UK, because genuine Dominicans traveling to the UK for business, leisure, or any other reason certainly are not posing a security risk. And I think this is the word we have to bear in mind. And we have to read between the lines, because all along Dominicans have been going to the United Kingdom. People who overstay are just sent back and cautioned. But this is a new dimension that we are seeing taking place. And we have to remember what happened in the case of Canada, when Canada decided to impose visa restrictions on Dominicans traveling to Canada. I do not think it was the man in the street who was, posing any kind of concern or risk to their immigration, rules. So, this is something that is very worrying, and I do not think we are hearing the full story. We have, as they said, a 6-month period to review the practices of Dominicans going to the UK, but I think we have to look at Dominicans who hold our passports, so-called Dominicans, who travel to those countries on Dominican passports and who are not really genuine Dominicans. And I think these are the people who are posing a security risk, and these are the people who are causing concern to the UK. It is not me and you. And this is something which we have to take very seriously. So I am hoping that whatever discussions have been held with the UK government, that we can reassure them that Dominicans, and that is genuine Dominicans, are certainly not who they have to worry about. And whoever is causing the problem will be dealt with accordingly.
Leader of the Dominica Freedom Party, Judith Pestina. Meantime, British High Commissioner to Dominica, Paul Brumell, says relations between the two countries are very cordial. Brumell met with Prime Minister Skerritt and other government officials on Monday to discuss possible visa restrictions on Dominicans.
Oh, that's very much at the heart of my job. I think Britain's relations with Dominica are extremely warm. We have a very long history of very productive collaboration. We're working together with the government of Dominica extremely positively in a wide range of areas, and I would certainly expect that to continue. I think actually what's happened since the announcement made by the Home Secretary and Foreign Secretary really is a demonstration of the strength of the positive relationship, in that the immediate response was a letter from Prime Minister Skerritt to the British government in assuring us of the very full cooperation of the Dominican government, and I think the meeting that I've had today with the Prime Minister is a very concrete example of the genuineness of that commitment. So I think the bilateral relationship is in a very good place, and I certainly hope that during this 6-month mitigation period that everything will be done to ensure that actually at the end of the process we will conclude that no visa requirement is necessary.
British High Commissioner to Dominica, Paul Brumell. Britain is set to announce in 6 months whether Dominicans will require the proposed visa restrictions to travel to the Britain territory. In other news, Health Promotion Resource Coordinator Helen Royer has called on Dominicans to make a difference in their lifestyles. She says inactivity and lifestyle trends are precursors to a number of the health issues that citizens are today being faced with. She was speaking at the time at the recently concluded 1,000 People, 1,000 City World Health Day City Walk.
We know also some of the problems with inactivity and this lifestyle. Most of the conditions that we are now facing within Dominica is based on our lifestyle practice. The things we eat, the smoking, the alcohol. So this year we are calling on you, encouraging you. I cannot really motivate you. You have to motivate yourself. I think it was Richard Bach who said that within each and every one of us, there is the power of consent to be rich or to be poor, to be healthy or to be sick. But most of the times, we keep saying that we are big because it's in our genes. But we know too we are big because we eat what we shouldn't eat. We say we are big because our family have big bones. That is not true. Let us reverse that and let us take responsibility for our health. We want to tell you in Roseau and the environs, you can make a difference in your health.
Health Promotion Resource Coordinator Helen Royer. A cadre of players have been selected to slate as a potential bids to fill the national domino team. Let us join Kerwin Guy, Public Relations Officer of the Dominica National Domino Association, for more in this report.
The following players have been selected for trials for the Dominica National Domino team. From Matrix, Mr. Randall Robinson and Marcel Nicolas. From Dolphins, Mr. Ian Lazar, Leroy Angle, Tony Alexander, Melvin Morrow, and Lambert Paquette. Jarcel Services Tremors, Felix Dangleben, Lenny Dangleben, Ann Simpson Bernard, and Leonard St. Bernard. From Rebels, Jim Nelson and Brian Blaise. From Travelers, Thomason Breed, Jeff Defoe. From Giants of Girardel, Sylvester Xavier and Colin Xavier. From Burton's Easy Riders, Kerwin Guy and Paula Regis. From Swansea, Philbert James, Terrell Austin, Albert Riley and Jefferson James. From Marino Rangers Mount Zion, Yolanda Lee Roberts, Ian Roberts. From Point Michel Stars, Michael Nicolas and Jefferson Serra. From Burton's Ghostbusters, Wendell Mack and Gilo Newton, Cecil Ravale and Jefferson Dubik.
KairiFM, stay here.